Andrew Kadima is one of my favorite artists. He is just so accomplished and talented within oil painting. He's giving us some exclusive access into his personal oil painting sketchbook. We're gonna flip through. It's just jaw-dropping. You probably have seen his work before all over social media. His super unique, two-color styled portraits, very unique to him. That's why he's actually here. He's doing a 3-day oil painting workshop of dichromatic portraiture. We're also filming some demos, and that will be on studioslew.org, and all of the profits from those online videos go right back into this program, into my art organization, which is a nonprofit giving opportunities to artists here in Brooklyn. So epic times.
Yeah, my name is Andrew Kadima.
Nice. And we're lucky enough to see his amazing oil painting sketchbook. We're gonna flip through it. Can you just explain why you have the sketchbook?
The reason I did it initially was because I wanted to do something super quick that I could be very loose with, not really care too much. I feel like when it's in the sketchbook, it's never gonna be on a wall. It's never gonna be like isolated by itself really, so you can worry about it a little bit less.
Nice.
Then from there, it took a totally different path, and now it's like the most sort of like stressful project for me. Like I have to be the most perfect in it.
Nice. Should we start from the beginning?
Yeah.
And a lot of this is on your social media, which is awesome, but I think, you know, hearing your take on it in like a description is, I'm so amped.
For this one, this is the first painting I did.
Hell yeah.
Which I was like super like, okay, let's just do something very, very loose. Honestly, I don't even know why.
Very loose.
Oh, is that not loose for you?
I mean,
Oh,
it's just gorgeous. It's just
I don't know if this
awesome.
is, I don't know why I chose this picture either, by the way, but something about the way he looked was just so cool to me.
Awesome.
You know, the sort of intensity of the eyes under the shadow of the brim of the hat was very cool to me. This kind of started off the movie theme, so once you have like movies to choose from and like each scene is like, you know, very carefully orchestrated, great references.
Exactly. They spend millions of dollars
Totally.
on lighting and, you know, framing.
Who could be better, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
awesome.
and that was the second one I did.
Oh my gosh.
And this one I did, you know, again, I probably had the reference saved. I love the movie. This from Lord of the Rings. It was like one of my favorite movies.
Of course.
Really kind of crazy, you know. Also, painting somebody in makeup is kind of interesting. A little bit more difficult, I feel like, because there's already that separation from reality. And you're describing something that's not real, so it's a little bit difficult to link it to realism sometimes.
You don't draw or sketch anything. You are just accurate as ever. You do no drawings and just go stroke for stroke, and how accurate you are, it's kind of frightening.
Oh, thanks, man.
Well, just straight to a banger. Holy moly.
Thanks. This is from the movie Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
And just a villain called Littleface. It was so funny to like see him. He's literally in the movie, I think, for 4 seconds or something like that. But it was so funny, and I loved the orange suit. Was so cool to me. And
so, I mean, the
and it
framing.
was a great opportunity to be very geometric with it. And I love instances like this where you create a lot from very little. Like you can almost see, because it's here, you see the rest of the lapel there just by putting in that one simple stroke.
Terrific.
But after doing this one, and this one, by the way, is prepared with just GAC 100 from
Okay. Wow.
So just like acrylic medium, basically.
GAC.
Yeah, great for sealing paper. Great word. Yeah, after this one, I decided, okay, I somehow stepped into painting all villains.
Oh, okay.
Just randomly.
Okay, nice.
So this is the one where I decided, okay, that's going to be like the theme of the sketchbook
Amazing.
that I'm working on. And then, so now like, I was like thinking already, okay, what villains to do? And this was like one of my favorite villains as a kid from the movie Conan the Barbarian.
Awesome.
Also one of my favorite actors of all time.
Oh man, I mean, the skin tones, and it's so small, but it's explained so well. I mean, portraiture is such a beast, but you know, these super, you know, specular parts, and I know there's more in this that gets even more specular, but it is just awesome.
Thank you, man.
Wrapped in this mega simple,
that's a great
silhouette
thing.
Of hair, but
totally
explaining everything.
A great thing about painting in general is like deciding where focus goes is so important. And here, you know, it's a great opportunity where you can really kind of dial in the eyes, you know, the sort of main features of the face that we all look at initially and recognize. And then you can get very, very loose with everything else. And it really kind of does a lot to kind of draw people's attention to the place that you want them to look.
Gorgeous. Oh man, when I saw this, I was so amped.
Oh, thanks, man.
Because again, it's like, I feel like naturalistic painting, again, you don't see these super, we were just talking before, white highlights.
Yeah.
And how, you know that it's a reflection of the glasses, but how contrasty it is. Like even if I'm squinting my eyes, but
Yeah.
it's just such an exciting, just little guy, just a little morsel of a painting. Like,
Oh man,
it's
thank you so much.
fun.
Yeah, I love the small stuff. I don't know. I feel like a kid getting a toy somehow. There's like some similarity there to me. But yeah, it's very. I chose again. I was like, thinking villains, looking up villains, and I decided on him. And
I don't even know what this is from.
oh, gotcha.
Forgive
Okay,
me.
sweet. Oh yeah, no.
Lord, forgive me. What is
That's
this
an
from?
old one.
Yeah, you have some deep cuts here.
Yeah, totally. That was initially what I was trying to go for. Roger Rabbit.
Okay.
Who Framed Roger Rabbit?
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh man.
This one,
God.
one of my favorite ones.
Hey.
I love the color because he's in like I think he's in like a university concert hall, and it's warm lighting there.
Yeah,
and
like
stuff
halogeny, like
Totally,
concert
totally.
vibe.
Yeah, so I love that sort of warm light. It's my favorite kind of lighting to work in usually. Again, trying to be very, very accurate with who it is. I feel pretty good about it.
I mean, it's 100%.
The eyes are a little bit off, I think, but
Well, I don't have a reference,
Exactly,
but I
yeah,
know the
yeah,
actor,
exactly.
I know the movie. It's
Right.
like
Right.
and
And
like
that's the goal.
intensity. It's
Totally.
This could be a movie poster.
Thank you, man.
Explaining the
right, yeah.
narrative of the movie.
Totally,
almost.
and I think that's a great point. If you don't have every painting should be how does it look not next to you're not comparing it to the reference. Like that's so unimportant.
Right.
And a great quote is like you're not there to make a perfect duplicate. You're there to make the best painting you can. So
100%.
sometimes things will deviate, right?
And
you'll
I'm
make
assuming,
choices.
especially at a painter of your caliber, you're idealizing places where you want to idealize. You're
Absolutely.
juicing maybe the highlights on the fingers,
For
or you're
sure.
boosting parts of the color. So, and that's the magic and alchemy of painting.
Absolutely. My favorite thing is when a painting looks great from far away, but realistic, and then up close looks great too, but it's like abstract in some way. There's a lot of abstraction to it.
Yeah, the
And
fingers are.
The hand for me was like my favorite thing because when you really get deep down in there, it's a mess of just like strokes. But then when you're far back, in the composition, it reads as the
It
finger.
reads.
And a great opportunity again, the sort of the subsurface scattering in the ear, a great opportunity to put like just pure cat red, like a pure pigment in there, which is so satisfying.
It is very that stroke probably felt good.
Oh, totally, totally.
So cool. Very different from
Started
other
wanting
stuff.
to do something different. Yeah.
Yep.
But one of my all-time favorite movies, 2001.
Yep.
Space Odyssey.
Gorgeous.
Yeah, nothing really to say there.
Oh gosh, my gosh.
This one was one of my
I
favorites.
mean,
to
this
paint.
is crazy.
Oh, thank you, man. Just because of the detail, it was so fun.
Gosh.
Of course, the speculative highlights.
Yeah.
Tons of them in this one.
The feeling of wetness.
The wetness, yeah,
So,
so fun to paint.
crazy.
Also, an opportunity to be very abstract again, with the way that the water is kind of like dripping off of his forehead. You do it almost backwards of what you think of reality, where the water is the thing that's poking out, right? That's the thing that's on top of the face. But here it's, all the highlight colors are actually painted on top of just a general sort of black or darker forehead.
My favorite highlight or area is this nose. Like it really, I mean, all of it sells as wetness, but
Yeah,
it's just phenomenal.
That's
It's just so.
what gives you that's like the contrast where you have this sort of very dark area, and around the highlight is just a slightly brighter value than what's inside. That somehow reads very, very well as like a sort of oily kind of reflective.
And this is such a difference of style and even content. Like it's awesome.
Yeah, so I was thinking like, how do I wanted to do a landscape one, but this one was, another, I was thinking villains again, and I was thinking horror movies too, like, cause I hadn't done any of those, and that's like prime horror or prime villain territory.
Totally.
From a movie called The Grudge.
Yep.
And I love the sort of peeking under it just kind of looked really good.
Love
Yeah,
that.
continuing the page there.
Love it. Awesome.
This one, again, favorite villain of mine.
Yeah.
Great villain.
One of the best villains ever, maybe in
Totally,
the movie. Yeah.
totally. This one I feel like, another one where I maybe didn't quite get exactly where I wanted to get. I think the likeness is, although it's there to a degree, it's not perfect. Definitely things I see I could have done better.
Oh man, I mean, nailed the likeness
Oh,
on
thank
this
you.
one.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
No.
What are we talking about timing? How long are these taking? Is there a in between?
Yeah, for sure. So I'd say like the first one, I spent like maybe 40 minutes on.
Holy mackerel!
45 minutes, something
That
like
is
that.
quick.
And now we're probably up to like 1.5 hours, 90
That's
minutes.
still pretty quick. This is 90 minutes.
90 minutes, 2 hours. Honestly, I don't time them, so it's
Right.
very difficult to say for sure. But
wow, that's pretty crazy.
they're super small.
It's true.
That helps a ton with speed for sure.
No sketching.
No sketching.
Straight in.
Yeah, and this one is like another one where I felt like, it's okay, but the contrast is not quite what I wanted there, I feel like.
Interesting.
But yeah, Glorious Bastards is another one of my favorite movies all time.
Yeah. This one is
Oh, thank you.
you can't knock it. And what is this from?
So this is from maybe my all-time favorite movie, Blade Runner.
Okay, the original.
The original Blade Runner. Another one that's made up, reference-wise. I think the actual reference is the eyes and the mouth. So
Hold on.
the middle of the face itself.
Hold the phone?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. So like the top of the head is contrived, and then the rest of the the chin
Okay,
and
so
below
it's
is
a very up
It's
close shot.
Exactly. And I was thinking of doing it portrait, just that thing. But again, I would miss, just because it was such a thin, it's like 16 by 9, I would miss so much of the outside of what's happening there, which is very cool, right? That sort of
That's
deep
so
blonde
cool.
hair.
This is like the original Photoshop AI generated.
Right,
You're
totally.
just like, whoosh.
Exactly. And the challenges of that are pretty interesting. I think and I was looking at other scenes to kind of get a better idea of what his face looked like. I think the chin I kind of flubbed there a little bit. I think he's got probably a narrower chin.
Because you have sort of the evidence. It's like, okay, we got intense rim light, so you could say, okay, I'm going to carry that up if this was just the portrait.
Yeah, the hair is pretty interesting. I probably could have done something.
I think it's just
like
phenomenal.
maybe bluer, like around the other edge of the head. But yeah, adding little things was like the drip on his chin was super fun, and kind of adds a element of movement and kind of action there.
Gosh.
And just the raindrops in general was super fun to do.
This is awesome.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Oh yeah, and the little. Boink, boink. Yeah, very fun.
Cool.
Another one.
Man, it just does not stop.
Thanks. A classic one. Again, I was trying to choose the coolest reference I could, and I love the light from the blinds coming through on his face there.
Okay.
And I think this one was painted on a gacked one,
Okay.
and so it was a lot more absorbent than with the gesso.
If you enjoyed this video so far, comment GAC in the comments. Let's get that going.
How do you spell it? That's the question.
I don't know, actually. Wow. So also, the whole theme of this sketchbook
Yeah.
is different from maybe your main repertoire of like the idea of dichromatic paintings or like two color, which, I feel like is a very unique on the internet. Andrew is known for doing these really amazing 2-color portraits. Obviously, you paint a lot of stuff, but maybe it's just what you share
Honestly,
mostly on the internet.
I don't think it's even that. I think it's just those are the things that hit the hardest on social media.
True,
so it's the thing that
totally.
everybody knows.
Totally.
But yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's probably every third painting is one of those.
Okay, well,
which is a
that's-
lot, yeah, obviously.
Totally, but
And mostly because it's so quick. I get to them very fast, and they're very fun. They're easy to start up.
and that's what you're doing here behind us.
Yeah.
You're doing a workshop for dichromatic painting,
Yeah,
right?
that'll be super fun.
Yeah, quick plug real quick, but that's why Andrew is here in New York City visiting all the way from San Francisco.
Yeah, those are always fun because, well, for the same reasons, right? They're very quick, easy to get into. No matter how terrible you are, you're going to get a good result probably.
Yeah, that's awesome. Teaching and organizing a workshop takes a lot of effort. And the last thing I want to be stressing about is sort of the logistics, and that's why I use Squarespace. It makes setting up tickets and managing registrations so effortless so I can focus on the fun and creative parts of these workshops. Squarespace is the best website to build a website, whether you need a portfolio page, a place to sell things online, or like me, a place to hold and house ticketed events. Squarespace has something for everyone. It's so powerful, so easy to use. They have award-winning templates. I've never had issues with my website, but if I did, they have 24-hour customer service to help you with anything on your page. I also have landing pages on my website where I sell educational art videos, like the Andrew Kadima 2-color portrait demos. It's really important to have strong e-commerce capability and tools, and Squarespace absolutely has that. So go check it out. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial. And when you're ready to build a website and buy a domain, go to squarespace.com/slew for 10% off. So this is from what movie?
This is from a Korean movie called Old Boy.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, this is fun.
So cool.
It's just not painted.
Yeah. And this looks super smooth. So
Yeah.
like,
This is one of those smooth pages.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's this one's like gessoed.
that's a small portrait, man.
Oh man, just wait. And yeah, they get smaller. The smaller ones are the better ones usually.
Interesting.
Just because, like I was talking to you before, the you know, when you're painting big, you know, you want to get as far back as you possibly can, you know? Yeah, arm's length, you know, plus if you can get it like a 72-inch brush or you know, something insane, paint it with a broom, you know?
Right.
Just because then you get the whole thing
Yeah.
in one view, you know? You're not kind of centralized to like one little thing. And then proportions can get all off or, you know, the value structure can be messed up. This way you have everything in sort of one little view and you can judge everything against everything else. Classic movie from the movie Psycho. Yeah, you know, Norman Bates, super fun one. Again, black and white movie.
Yeah.
Great opportunity to kind of get the color out of there.
And this, you could bang this out in 40 minutes.
This one was
like that.
super quick. And I think the fun one about this, you know, is his character's, you know, very, how do you say? He's got issues.
Yeah.
Right? So,
eccentric.
Well, let's
crazy.
go beyond that.
Yeah,
Crazy.
yeah,
Yeah, for sure. Crazy is a great word, right? So there's an opportunity to be very expressive and very loose with
I love
mark
it.
making.
And I see it. Whew, man.
This one was one of my favorites. Again, you know, you can see like very small.
Oh,
Right?
Lord. This is, yeah.
Oh, this is your thing, rim lighting and everything.
I mean, yeah, but just everything about it is just.
Yeah, so I kind of fell into a little habit recently. I noticed as I was painting, like, oh, these are just people in clothes, and I was like, okay, they're still villains, but you kind of got to know them, you know. Like, so I was trying to look for villains with costumes, you know.
Cool. I knew it was fantasy because of just the outfit, but it's up my alley. But it's just, I mean, man, something about blue.
Oh yeah, the blue background was super fun.
Just
too.
something about
Totally.
blue and I guess warmer skin tones, but. Yeah, the rim light.
Yeah, I love her headdress is a little metallic, so very reflective.
I mean, I'll try to zoom in here.
Yeah, for sure.
The eyes, like, it is just, the eyes, man. Life.
Very tiny, right?
But it brings so much life. Obviously, with what I should do in portraits, the window to the soul, or
Sure.
arguably the most important part of some portraits. But
Definitely,
I mean,
that's, you know, it's a part where I, even in larger paintings, I'll focus on the eyes and really make sure that they're specific, detailed, just to draw the attention to them.
the attitude, you know, you could just see it all. The little cast shadows, it's so important. It's so small though. Like, is that
Yeah,
really
so small.
tedious? Like,
Not at all.
you know, like it just seems like you make one wrong move, you have to repaint it. You might make a wrong move after that. Like, again, I say this word accuracy, but like, do you use a maul stick?
I don't actually
You don't.
know.
You just got surgeon hands.
Well, I'm resting on the
Right, okay.
on the bottom of the easel usually, and sometimes I'll use my arm, my other arm as a maul stick.
I'm a big fan of the maul stick.
Yeah, totally. They're great. They're great.
Something about even the diagonalness, you know,
Totally,
it's
totally.
off center.
This
It's
paint-
like
this picture was great. Once I saw the reference, I was like, oh, that's
it.
great. Yeah, I know.
Oh, Mads.
Yeah, man. So this was another one where the likeness is like, it's there, but it's also I could have done more. I felt like.
Is this what? There's a lot of
Oh, so-
him.
yeah, this
Wait,
is-
can I guess?
Yeah, for sure.
Is it a TV show or movie?
It's a TV show.
Hannibal.
Yeah, it's from him.
One of the most underrated shows.
I love that show, and a lot of people were asking, "Oh, you should paint Hannibal. You should paint Hannibal." I was like, "Okay, let me do the other one."
Yeah.
But yeah, it's super fun to paint. Also, great face, very cool, expressive eyes.
Yeah.
The shape of them is very different. You know, very interesting.
He has quite a unique face.
Totally. Yeah, and it's kind of not a slight on him at all, but a small face for the head.
I see.
Which is kind of interesting to paint a lot of times.
Small cluster of features for the
Correct.
mass of the.
Correct.
I
correct.
see.
Yeah,
Interesting.
not like in a weird way. It
No,
just kind of
yeah.
edges that direction, right, in terms of the normal range.
Totally.
And the last one, actually.
Okay, so we're towards the end, and this is.
This is it.
Is this from the Sonic movie?
Yeah, it's from the
this
Sonic
and this is
movie.
Jim Carrey.
Totally.
But what's the character's name?
Dr. Robotnik.
Okay.
But yeah, love the look of it. Very cool. I love the glasses initially with the one broken lens. It was very cool to me.
Yeah.
And again, being able to use just like pure red there was super fun. I was on vacation doing this one. Very quick.
Okay. Awesome.
Also,
So you got about what, a third left, a little over a third left. You got some plans for what's next?
I think
just
we're
curious.
we're about halfway.
Oh, okay. I mean, I guess they get thicker because there's paint on it.
Totally,
That's
totally.
maybe what I was getting
I
deceived.
think we're getting halfway through ish.
Man.
It's coming up. I remember it's coming up.
But you know, Andrew's really nice for not only showing us our sketchbook here in this video, but also doing this workshop. You know, it's a 3-day workshop. Everyone's getting awesome materials and Andrew's time, and it's like for a really low price for painting workshop goes, and that's like under the genesis and thesis of Studio Slew, which is the nonprofit organization giving opportunities for artists. So it's really cool that you're, aligning with that and
Thanks, man.
giving all of your expertise.
Oh, I love it. For me, that was a huge part too, because most of these workshops are pretty expensive, just because like the logistics of it are very expensive, costly, and it prices out so many people, which is unfortunate. I think it's great to offer something to a different kind of economic class of people that really want to learn and want to go to something like this, but don't always have the opportunity. So
Totally.
Thank you for that.
Of course, yeah, no, it's like painting should be for everyone and learning and a little community. So that's what we're trying to do here at Studio Slew. So really exciting stuff, but this was just a gift. What a pleasure.
Oh, thank you, man.
And I can't wait to see the finish. I'm
Me
thinking
too,
about.
yeah, I'm excited.
going to be starting thinking about villains now.
Dude, let me
And
know.
There's a lot.
There's
a lot.
I got so much left to go.
That's awesome.
The one thing I'm really interested in is because I want to paint the cover at
Whoa.
the very end.
Whoa.
So I'm thinking that's got to be something good, right? I mean,
Whoa.
what's gonna
You
be
think it's
there?
going to be like a synopsis maybe? Like
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm so curious.
I definitely don't know.
Yeah. The devil, right? The
Oh,
ultimate.
man. Well, stay tuned. And definitely check out Andrew on Instagram. That's your main platform. Also, he has a YouTube channel. Maybe you'll be inspired to do some longer form
I'm working on it.
videos of
Working
his.
on it.
But yeah, thanks again, man.
Thank you, man.
Yeah.
The fact that you're painting an eye can sometimes work against you, and you start to you're painting a football shape or an ellipse kind of shape that maybe is not quite what's actually there. But the reality is it's very calm, it's very slow, it's measured. Your mind may be running 1,000,000 miles an hour with ideas and choices, but the paint can only go on the canvas so quickly. And what was so important here is that we saved a fair amount of the range. So the distance between this value and the next brightest value is pretty strong still. So it really helps these highlights pop out.